Constitution, it's a very important document which lays down the basic rules and regulations both for the people and the government, and both have to follow this one. Civil rights movement, very important, a movement that began in USA in 1950s, in which Afro-American people demanded equal rights and rights and an equal and to end the racial discrimination. So these are some of the things which we have already discussed. That meaning of the very important. Dalit means broken. Why the people, the so-called low caste people, they want to be called themselves as Dalit means it shows how they are continue to be seriously discriminated. So that is the reason why they are broken. Here we discuss two kinds of inequalities. In that one is with respect to the caste discrimination, with respect to Valmiki, Om Prakash Valmiki, and another with respect to some people did not want to live next to you because of the religion. So why do some people treat unequally? Because of many reasons like caste, religion, social background, the class, and even gender. These are some of the reasons. Why people should not be treated unequally? Because when people are treated unequally, their dignity is violated, their self-respect is violated. Because of that, it makes them feel that they are of less worth, they are not equal to others. Equality in democracy, Indian constitution recognizes this equality. This can be conspicuously seen in the preamble, the first page or the mirror, the summary of the constitution. But inequality do exist. And we have seen how government implement this equality in the form of laws and also some important schemes. The topic of democracy and equality, they are very, very dynamic. And also, don't think that inequality exists only in India. It's a global phenomenon. Very important definition. Please do remember the name Rosa Parks, an African American woman, changed the course of American history with one defiant act, which we have discussed. This led to Civil Rights Act in 1964, prohibited discrimination on the basis of very important race, religion, and also national origin. And one of the important aspects in bringing equality is our midday meal scheme. We have discussed this one. My dear students, please give due attention here. Here we are talking about equality. Equality of status and opportunity. Equality of status and opportunity. This is what is there in the Constitution. This you have to relate to liberty. Liberty means just freedom and also justice, fraternity. See here once again, when you are talking of justice, you cannot have justice without equality. You cannot have liberty without equality. And also, when it comes to fraternity, the brotherhood, assuring the dignity of the individual here means you are assuring the self-respect of the individual and also unity and integrity of the nation. So you have to connect all these things. So my dear students, my assignment, my homework for you is how equality is related to justice, how equality is related to liberty, how equality is related to brotherhood, fraternity, and also just internalize justice, the areas like social, economic, and political, liberty of thought expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity, fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual, and also unity and integrity of the nation. So here, while you are assuring the brotherhood, you have to take care of the dignity of the individual and also unity and integrity of the nation. These are some of the things which you have to be clear of so that it will be very easy for you to write in the examination. Second chapter and third chapter is about state government. In our previous section, in 6th standard, we have discussed about the local government, the Panchayat Raj and urban local bodies. In this, we will be discussing some aspects of state government. In the next class, that is 8, we will be discussing about the central government. In Unit 2, State Government, Chapter 2 and 3, they discuss about the functions and structures of the government. So here it is dealing with the structure and function of the government. Please do give due attention. So you have to underline and you have to internalize the functions and structure of the government. This has been explained through concrete situations, taking health as an example. Very important and point in context because we have got corona pandemic everywhere. Dear students, once again, before I forget, please do maintain social distance. Please do wear mask. Please don't go outside at all. That is the best way to break the chain. My dear students, in the same direction, let us just elaborate a little bit. In chapter 2, the main focus is on health. So here we'll be discussing health as an important issue for people. Here, what we'll be discussing is, according to Constitution, right to health is an aspect of our fundamental right. Means Constitution says that every individual has the right for a good health. Here you have to internalize and you have to visualize the ideal or desired role of government. See, please do connect the dot here. Constitution is the law of the land. Constitution provides right to health. Here, what is the ideal or desired role? Since Constitution provides that government is just implementing the Constitution, it has to implement the Constitution, it has to work within the boundaries of the Constitution. There, what is the ideal and desired thing which is expected from the government? And also, government has created some structures. What are the meaning behind these structures? This you have to visualize. Constitution has provided right to health, but this provision of right to health is unequal, and healthcare in India is not available to all. It is unequal, mean to say that it is not available to all. Means some are not having, some are not having. But we can come out with some of the solutions, so we can overcome this. See, please do connect the dot. What we'll be studying here, and Constitution provides the right to health, right? So in this direction, government is implementing that. What are the ideal things which are expected from the government? Ideal. What is the reality? Reality is it is not provided to all and it is unequal. So what is the solution? So please concentrate on the flow. Constitution. To implement the Constitution, government is doing some things, but it is not able to do all the things what the Constitution says, and the solution, the reasons and solutions for that. These are the things which we will be concentrating in this session. In the third chapter, next chapter, we'll be focusing on how government functions and discuss ideas of representation, accountability, and public welfare. These are some of the important things which you have to bear in mind, and you should have conceptual clarity of all these things: accountability, representation with respect to those things, and also public welfare. These are some of the perennial things which often appear throughout your syllabus. In Unit 2, State Government, Chapter 2 and 3, we will be discussing about the functions of the government through the example of health. You should analyze this chapter in the light of other examples. See here, we have taken only health as an example. You should also analyze with respect to what is the constitutional provision, what is government doing in this direction, what is the reality, why it is there are there any lackiness. So like that, you have to analyze and correlate this to all the things like water, transportation, school fee, books, child labor, everything. Is this concept clear to you? Today we are discussing about health. Any problem with respect to other things like your employment, transportation, books, labor, anything, we have to analyze in the same direction. What is that direction? Any concept, say for example, health. Similarly, you take for the example of employment, housing. So in employment, what is the constitutional provision? To implement that, what is the that government is doing? How to make the government more efficient? In this direction, you have to apply this thing to all the things which are present in the syllabus, right? Then, role of government in health. Please concentrate here. There are various pictures given here. See here, water. See how they are like taking the water. See how they are preparing their food. Medical facility. Here, bed hospitalized, and also a small child, vegetables being sold, doctor looking into things, and many things like that. These are some of the things which government has to provide. This is providing all the things present in this picture is the role of government in health. Then, my dear students, very important thing. In a democracy, people expect government to work for their welfare. So this line becomes very, very important. In a democracy, people expect government to work for their welfare. In our democracy, utmost importance should be given to public good, public interest, what public want. So, because people are sovereign, people have created the constitution. People want to rule themselves by the constitution. For that, they have come up with a constitution. People are sovereign, they expect something. So it becomes very, very important. So it is directly connected to the work or the role of the government. Government is there for people. What people are expecting? People are expecting that government should work for their welfare. So this welfare could be through provision of education, health, employment, housing, or the development of the roads, electricity, etc. So here, welfare. People expect government to work for their welfare. All democracies are invariably welfare states. Welfare states are those which work for the welfare of the people. How is the welfare carried on? So my dear students, please concentrate. Here you have to connect with government being welfare state. Why government has to be a welfare state in a democracy? Because people expect that government works for their welfare. How is this welfare done? It is done by providing services like education, health, employment, house, electricity, etc. In this chapter, we shall examine the meaning of and problems related to health. So here we are concentrating on the welfare of the people, which is being expected from the people. Here we'll take one example, that is health, and we'll examine what is the meaning and how it is related to other concepts. My dear students, a very, very important thing, as I told you, sustainable development goal. Third, good health and well-being is goal 3 of sustainable development. Please do internalize and read everything with respect to this. Next, goal number 6, clean water and sanitation. This is important. My dear students, please go through, internalize, master, whatever you say, all the sustainable development goals, because every sustainable development goal is in the syllabus and they may ask directly questions. They have asked about Millennium Development Goals, Sustainable Development Goals. In this direction, what you have to do is, to begin with, Sustainable Development Goals. Number 1, why they are called Sustainable Development Goals. Why we came to Sustainable Development Goals. Previously, we had got Millennium Development Goals. What is the progress of India? What is the status? What was the status of India with respect to Millennium Development Goals? And next, Sustainable development goals, invariably, like what are the sustainable development goals? What is the place of India in these indicators? This you should internalize. They are directly asking questions from this. See, reading current affairs daily won't make any sense if you forget and if you have not internalized very, very important topics. A very important topic, direct questions may come. Sometimes you may get nearly 30 to 40 marks from these kind of topics. So please do internalize sustainable development goals, complete all the sustainable development goals, and what is the status of India with respect to these goals. According to our constitution, it is a primary duty of the government to ensure the welfare of the people and provide healthcare facilities to all. So here, where does this come? According to constitution, the primary duty of the government is to ensure the welfare of the people and to provide healthcare facility. Here, this is directly provided in Article 21. Liberal interpretation of Article 21 leads to many, many important aspects. Means living life with dignity. When you live life with dignity, there are many things which have to be provided. One among them is health. So, since Constitution provides that, Constitution says that primary duty of government is to ensure the welfare of the people. In this direction, they have to provide healthcare system. It becomes a duty of the government to provide necessary health services, including treatment in emergency situations. Next, hospitals and medical staff must fulfill their duty of providing necessary treatment. So, what is the implication of this? Let me just give a brief of the things. Constitution says that primary duty of the government is welfare. In that, many things like employment, housing, all these things are there. We are taking into health. Since providing welfare, that is providing health, is one of the duty of the government, it becomes necessary for the government to provide all the required things to maintain good health. For that, hospitals, medical staff, they also are the part of this one. If government is not providing necessary hospitals, medical staff, then it becomes a lacking on the part of the government. Because Constitution says that it is a duty of the government to see that all are provided with good health facilities. Moving forward, what is health? See here, health is a very, very broad topic. In this, say for example, health and well-being. Take a general thing. Health and well-being. Generally, health means our ability to remain free of illness and injuries. Very important. So what is health? Health means our ability to remain free of illness and injuries. You're not getting any diseases. You're not breaking any of your limbs or any of the organs, damaging those things. So if we are capable of being free of illness and injury, we say that we are healthy. I repeat, what is health? Health means our ability to remain free of illness and injuries. It doesn't end here. Health has many other things. If we just concentrate on health and if we look into illness and injuries, it will be a very narrow and parochial view. What are the things which are associated with health, which make a healthy life? These are the things which also should be addressed. What is health? Can you associate some of these pictures with health? Yes, here all the things what you see are associated with health. Water associated with health. Providing mobile ambulance service associated with health. Surgical procedures, caretaking, and water, living in slums. These are all are associated, food, everything is associated with health. So when government has the duty, when government has the duty to take care of the health, it has to take care of all these things. Health doesn't mean only with respect to injuries and also illness. There are many other factors which are associated with that one. Let me explain. Say, for example, health and well-being. It includes many dimensions. It includes the physical health. It includes the mental health. It includes other aspects like your spiritual being, mental status, everything. So it includes not only illness and also the things related to injury. It includes a wide array of things. The things which I have shown in the figure all are related to health, right? Next, health means our ability to remain free of illness and injury. See, I'm repeating some of the most important things. These are the things which you have to internalize and write in your exam. No need to by head. Health means remaining free of illness and injury. But health is not about only illness or injury. It is not only about diseases. Apart from diseases, we need to think of other factors that affect health. So I would like to hear from you, my dear students, what are the various aspects of our life which are part of health? So, dear students, please do tell me which are the aspects. I have just already given some of the hints for these things. Various aspects of life which are part of health. What are they?
Physical, mental, social, spiritual.
Please, Gagan, come again.
Sir, physical health, social health, spiritual health, mental health.
Okay, physical health. What do you mean by social health?
Like basically acceptance in the society. Like everybody wants to be accepted as part of society. So
very good, very good. Like accepted, appreciated, self-esteem, dignity. Good. Other one?
mental.
Mental. Then?
Spiritual.
Okay, spiritual. Okay, then? Okay, this you broadly provided, like say, for example, divisions or facets or dimensions of health. What I'm asking is, what are the various aspects of our life, directly aspects of life, which are part of health? Like these are the divisions, broad divisions. Come to the aspects, say for example, some of the things what we do from morning to evening, how they affect. I think you got my question. Say from morning,
Yes, sir. What?
say morning, you wake up in the
The
morning.
place of the work,
Please come again, madam.
the place of the work we do.
Place of work, very good. Okay, very good.
Nutritional value of food.
Okay. Let me, okay. Second, nutritional value. Very good point.
Time of work we do.
Then third one,
Time of work we do.
time of,
Work we do in a day.
okay, okay, like number of hours. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Number of hours. Very good point. Then,
Doing some exercises.
please come again. I didn't get this fourth one. Pawan.
Doing exercises like yoga, running, jogging.
Exercises. Oh, okay, exercises.
So clean drinking water.
Very good. Clean drinking water.
Social activities.
Social activity. Then,
So maintaining hygiene.
hygiene, sanitation, and hygiene. Good.
Good sleep.
Good sleep. Very good. See, these are some of the things which you have mentioned. Very good. Say, for example, place. Say, for example, if you are staying in a slum, definitely the chances of you getting diseases are very high. If you are not taking proper food, malnutrition, so you are more vulnerable. The May Day, why it is celebrated? Because this is the day on which all the workers fought for only 8 hours per day. Previously, it was like 10 to 12 hours, sometimes 14 hours. Exercises, all these things we need. My dear students, exercises. One of the best medicine for corona is doing exercises along with taking steam. I repeat, best medicine for corona or best vaccine or best natural way of treating corona is exercise, and in that specifically breathing exercise, and please do take steam because corona is directly affecting the lung. So very good, we have given very good points. Just the same extension of the things according to our NCERT. According to your NCERT, health means our ability. Health means my ability and your ability and the ability of the society to stay, remain free of illnesses and injuries. Not only that, health also includes other factors which affect the health in itself. What are they? Number one, if people get clean drinking water or a pollution-free environment, they are likely to be healthy. See how it is linking. Now, see point all of you have provided all the topics, all the points, but here just some missing link. How they are connecting? Clean drinking water if you have, and if you have pollution-free environment, likely to be healthy. So this is one way. On the other hand, if people don't get adequate food to eat or have to live in a cramped, congested condition like slums, they will be prone to illness. So here, government duty of the government is to provide health, to look after the health conditions. In this direction, directly it has to look into illness and injuries. Along with that, the things, the aspects of our day-to-day life which affect health also should be taken care. Number one, like we can say positive, in that providing clean water. Why you have to provide clean water? Because it is related to health. Why we should have pollution-free environment? It is related to health. On the other hand, if you take the negative aspects, not eating properly, living in a unhygienic condition like slum, living in a cramped condition, they will be prone to illness. Point of caution and point in context, dear students, the words which are used by NCERT, please utilize them as it is. You won't get these beautiful words anywhere. Cramped conditions. The sentence formation is absolutely simple, but authentic and also like very powerful sentence. So read as many times as possible this NCERT. Whenever you get good line of connecting are also like some important words or vocabularies which connect the things, please do internalize and write them in separate place or underline them. So not only directly health, the things which affect health also should be taken care of. Coming to the other part of the example, all of us would like to be active and in good spirits in whatever we do. That is true. We want to be like always healthy, active. Nobody wants to be dull, passive. And also it is not healthy to be dull, inactive, anxious, scared for long stretches of time. We all need to be without mental strain. So here, dear students, first we concentrated some of the aspects which were outside us with respect to health. Next, in the second example, we are concentrating on the things which are inside us. May you relate that to the mental things or the bodily things. So all these things should be taken care when you're talking about health. So government has to provide all these things. So connecting the dots, Constitution says that it is the duty. Constitution says that we have got a right to health. Constitution provides for right to health in Article 21. So it becomes the duty of the government to provide health to the whole society. In this direction, it has to provide not only illness and injury and everything related to health, injury, illness, diseases, all these things. Next here, there's a simple conversation which happens between two students. What is the cost of the health? Let me just briefly read all these things for you. Here in this, Aman and Rajan are good friends. Well, Rajan comes from well-to-do family. Aman's parents have to struggle to make ends meet. So here, Aman is like poor and Rajan is rich. I had viral fever and had gone to the hospital. Oh, me too. Means both Aman and Raj went to the hospital. Both had fever, viral fever. See, the same what we are facing now. So we are facing corona pandemic, which is a viral thing. So think that two people have got the viral disease. Oh, me too. I just got back to school on Monday. My dad took me to see the doctor at the new hospital in Kingsway. It was very, very exciting. Means Rajan says. So the hospital was very, very exciting. I went to the hospital like that. The building looked so posh, very, very posh, means like rich look. I thought it was a 5-star hotel. Daddy said that was because it was a private hospital with the best facilities. Here, indirectly, they are saying that rich can afford to go to private hospitals, and also private hospitals are maintaining very, very high standards, but they are costly. Daddy has to pay rupees 500 at the reception counter itself before we can meet the doctor. There was a nice music playing. Everything was really clean and shiny. The doctor asked for many tests, but everyone was so friendly. The lady who took my blood for testing told me so many jokes that I forgot to feel the pain. See here how they're treating. Here, this is one of the important aspects which you have to take into consideration. Market. Market is concerned with demand and supply. So, market. What is market? Market operates on demand and supply. If there is demand, supply will automatically take. So there are rich people who are ready to pay, but they want good facilities. See here, even like many are many cannot tolerate and many are afraid of injections. But in private hospital, the lady who took the blood was telling some jokes. The boy almost forgot the pain which you might have inflicted while injection. After the test result came, we went back to the doctor. Doctor looked through them and said everything is fine and I only had viral fever. He prescribed some medicines and rest. So very good. Best medicine for viral things is rest. So when you get common cold, it is also a viral thing. Best medicine is rest. Any viral thing, common cold, it won't go in 1 or 2 days. You do any circus or any magic, not possible. Best medicine is taking rest. And so the doctor says, so the young man, this pink pill should be taken 3 times. See how he's explaining. See, you don't have anything, you just have viral. They made a lot of tests. After that, he said that, analyzing all those reports, he said that, then and there itself, he said that you just have viral fever. So you take this pink pill thrice a day and white tablet once before bedtime. That's for the body ache. This is one syrup. Don't worry, it's tasty. See here, he's giving some syrup that is also tasty. Thank you, doctor. I feel better already. See, this is what your Rajan experience. Here, they are giving money, they are getting the facility. Here, one important aspect what you have to understand is, apart from injustice, apart from inequalities, here you are giving choice to the people. If people are able to pay, let them have the facility. Saying that we have to maintain equality, providing poor medical facility is not a good idea. Say, for example, big cars pollute more, big car pollute more. But there are many people who want big cars. So what to do? In a democracy, you have to give choice to the people. Because people are sovereign. It is not that you decide, like, okay, all the people, like Tata, Birla, everyone, you have to go in only Maruti and 800. No. You give them choice. They are consuming a lot of fuel, they are polluting. So fine them, tax them. But you provide choice to people also. This is one of the things which you have to take into consideration. When you are talking about market, main thing is giving choice. That is one of the reasons why we are shifting into LPG era. Moving forward, now Aman's case. You see, I have been dying to tell you all about it, but what about you? Which hospital did you go? He asked everything. He was very Aman was somehow little distressed, or somehow he did not have good encounter because he was also having viral fever. So Rajan asked, how about you? Aman said, it wasn't as nice as he was at all. At first, Abba, see, there it was dad. It is Abba did not want to take me because he said it would take too much of time. Number one, time. And it really did. We went to a big government hospital, not private one. Poor people, government hospital. We had to wait in a long queue at the OPD counter. I was feeling sick and I had to lean on Abba all the time. See here, you can see here in the picture where your Aman is lying, leaning on his parents, because facilities were not there and it was also long time taking thing. When our turn came, the doctor examined me and asked for blood tests. Then we had to go and stand in another long queue. People were crowding around in the testing room too. So everywhere crowded. We got the test result after 3 days. See here, there in private hospital, suddenly there itself. Say for example, corona test now. So if you go to private hospitals, things like that. Now at Bangalore, in some of the hospitals like Ramaya and others, where if you pay 800 rupees, they will be providing result within 48 days. If you are providing around 1,500 rupees, you'll be getting results within 12 hours, something like that. So here you're paying less and also the results will be after 3 days. And went back to the hospital. There was a different doctor on the day. See here, the person who looked first was different and now there is a different doctor. He seems to be suffering from viral fever. Nothing to worry about. All he needs is this one fever reducing medicine. See here in government hospital, they just gave one general medicine. See here you have got one which reduces the fever, go for it. No body ache, nothing like that. No body ache tablet or anything like that. My hospital was nice, but they gave me many medicines and the whole thing costed a lot, said Rajan. Oh, my treatment did not cost much at all. See here, you can see that the difference between private and also the public healthcare system, what you have to internalize. Here, one is providing at low cost, but the quality is not good. On the other hand, private organizations are giving very good facilities, but they're charging very high. So this is one more important case study kind of thing they have mentioned. That is the story of Hakim Sheikh. Very interesting. Please do internalize and you have to answer to this question. Hakim Sheikh was a member of Paschim Bang Khet Mazdoor Samiti, an organization of agricultural laborers in West Bengal, very much in news. One evening in 1992, he accidentally fell out of a running train and suffered head injuries. He was in a very serious condition and needed immediate treatment. Since he fell off from a running train, he was in need of immediate treatment. He was taken to a government hospital in Kolkata, but they refused to admit him because they did not have a spare bed. So no bed. Say, what is the thing happening in Corona? Same here. Another hospital did not have the facility or the specialized doctor necessary for the treatment. In this way, he spent 14 hours in a critical state and he was taken to 8 different government hospitals, but none of them admitted. My dear students, here, please do concentrate here. So he is a well-off person, he is a leader. For him, the things are happening like this. In one hospital, no beds. And in another hospital, no facility, no specialized facility. So for 14 hours, he was in critical situation and he went to 8 different government hospitals, but none of them admitted. None of them admitted. So inevitably next, finally, he was admitted to a private hospital where he received treatment. He spent a lot of money on this treatment. Angry and upset over the indifferent attitude of all the hospitals that refused to admit him, Hakim Sheikh and PBKMS filed a case in the court. So, my dear students, let me ask you, if you are a judge, what would have been your, okay, sorry, my dear students, where was I? So if you are the judge, what would have you done? Let me hear from you. See here, he has fallen from a running train. He has been like, he want medical care like very badly. He went to all 8 hospitals. 8 hospitals did not give treatment. At last, he got in a private hospital. So he was very angry because he was refused in all the government hospitals. He went to court. Now you are the judge. What you will be doing? What is your thing? Anyone? Okay, we'll discuss this. Okay, like it's a bit like a deep concept. Here the concept, what you have to concentrate here is, Constitution says that we have got right to health. Then it becomes the duty of government to provide the healthcare facility. Government is not providing that. So you have gone to court. Means here, government is not performing the duty. So government is guilty. Right to health is a constitutionally provided thing. So proper potable drinking water, cleanliness, hygienic, all the things related to this are the things which should be provided by the government. Why? Because right to health is our constitutionally provided right. Why we have government? We have government to implement constitution. Government is the machine where we get our work done. So here government is guilty of not providing the treatment. This should be the way you have to like take this one. Next, moving forward, healthcare in India. So here we'll be discussing like what are the things what we have in India with respect to health. What is the health situation in India? In order to prevent and treat illness, we need appropriate healthcare facilities such as health centers, hospitals, laboratories for testing, ambulance services, blood banks, etc. that can provide the required care and services that the patient need. So here, it is a duty of the government to provide healthcare facilities. So it includes to prevent, government should do everything to prevent and treat illness, the things which are needed for preventing illness. Say for a vaccination, it's the duty of the government. Treating illness, for that, government should provide healthcare facilities like health centers, hospitals, laboratories to test, ambulance service, everything related to that. In order to run such facilities, we need health workers, nurses, qualified doctors, and other health professionals who can advise, diagnose, and treat the illness. We also need medicines, equipment that are necessary for testing patients. These facilities are required to take care of us. So, when it comes to health, these are the infrastructures, these are the things which are needed. So, please internalize. So, to treat illness for a healthy life, we should have healthcare centers, hospital, laboratories to test blood bank, all these things. And also, we need to have the required manpower. And also, we should have the medicines and the equipments required for these things. India has a large number of doctors, clinics, and hospitals. The country also has considerable expertise and knowledge in running public healthcare system. Very important. India has large number of doctors. This is true, very much true. In fact, it is said that highest number of medical colleges are in India. In fact, the people, like most of the doctors in America and in Europe, Western countries are from Asian countries. I repeat, some of the most qualified, renowned physicians, doctors abroad are from the Asian countries. The reasons for this are many. In fact, like pursuing a degree in medicine is not that easy. So that is one of the reasons. We Asians are somehow disciplined to a greater extent by parents and others. So we'll be able to concentrate on some subjects like medicine for years. So like we have got plenty of doctors, and also there are many colleges. The country has India as a country has considerable expertise and knowledge with respect to public healthcare system. Here, important thing, public healthcare system. I will elaborate these things later. This is system of hospital. What is public healthcare system? Please internalize. What is public healthcare system? Public care health system is a system of hospitals and health centers run by the government. It has the ability to look after health of large section of its population scattered over hundreds of thousands of villages. So it is taking care of all the needs of majority of the people. However, there have been phenomenal advancement in the medical science, thereby many new technologies and treatment procedures are available in the country. So this is a situation scenario. First, in the last slide, we told like what are the requirements for providing healthcare related things. Then we have switched on to public healthcare system. Here, however, healthcare system in India, we are not able to provide proper healthcare facility to people. This is a paradox, something that is contrary to what we would expect. Our country has money, knowledge, people with experience, but cannot make the necessary healthcare available to all. Some of the reasons for this are what? So what are the reasons for this? So my dear students, I would like to hear from you. We have got like technology, we have got knowledge, we have got money, we have got people, everything. But we are not able to provide proper healthcare facility. We are not able to provide proper healthcare facility to people. What are the reasons? See here, we have got money, knowledge, and people, but we are not able to provide healthcare facility to all people. What are the reasons?
Sir, lack of adequate amount for the budget.
Okay,
Budget
very
for
good.
health.
Okay, okay, this is true, but we'll take that afterwards because
Corruption.
some money is not the problem. But you have made a good point. Money is not a problem, but allocation of money for health is very less. Good point. Okay, then
Sir, population is high, sir.
please come again, Ram.
Population is high, population.
Population is why. Okay. Then
Corruption.
Tapeism.
corruption. Okay. Red tape.
Careless, sir. Careless of doctors and
Proper planning. No proper
Planning,
planning.
no proper planning, carelessness. Then
Penetration network for all these services across the country.
so like no penetration, no extension work, no awareness. Then
Lapse in administration.
lapse in administration. Okay, very general term. Then so here, my dear students, you're really giving all the important points. But what I expect from like you is you give the reason and also substantiate. Say, for example, Pawan told planning. You explain how. See, these are generic terms. This can be told for all. Why we don't have proper water facility, employment, everything general. Whenever you are saying something, even in the examination, don't give like very general answers. When you say something, just one line you have to mention. Say corruption, you mention like how corruption can be told to any other thing. So when your answer becomes like very general, not to the point, you may not be getting good marks.
Like
So-
the black marketing of the stuff which is purchased. So that disrupts the supply chain and the thing does not reach the correct place it is supposed to reach. And on the top level, it looks like the resources are there and they have been sent, but on the ground level reality, it doesn't reach. So it gets lost somewhere in between. So we need like better strategies to locate what is happening and ensure proper supply chain network is maintained.
Very good point. Still, icing on the cake. Some data. According to this data, this is the thing happening. So this many percentage would have been very good. Good effort. So let us
Sir?
see. Please, madam.
So there is a need to set up a supervising department or committee so that they can ensure the working of doctors as well as their grassroots people who are interacting with the people.
Very good, madam. So we can say that we can make the people we have to make the people who are working accountable. So those who are, so they have to be supervised properly. They have to be accountable for their results. So organizational things, very good. Any other thing?
So
Okay,
when
let's
we
see.
talk about
Please.
so when we talk about number of doctors, right, in the Indian healthcare system, though we have highest number of doctors, the World Health Organization gives the standard of 1:1,000, but it's 1:1,400 in India. So there is a lack of, there is a lot of gap there also, though we have highest number of doctors, and
Okay, very
this
good.
is because, yeah, probably because of the high population of India.
Good point. So let's see what our NCERT says in a further discussion. Before that, let me just introduce once again to the other dimension in healthcare system. One is with respect to public health and another is with respect to private health. As we have seen, Like there's a lot of difference between these two. Public healthcare service and also private healthcare system. Here, my dear students, what you have to understand and internalize take home like from this session is with respect to public. What are these public services? This is a most often repeated question and most often misunderstood concept. Public services. What are public services? Why they are called public? Say administration is a generic word, but there is public administration and also there is private administration. What is the difference? And many more we'll be discussing in our next session. Let us take like 15 minutes break and get back to the discussion then. We'll take a break for 15 minutes. Yes, sir. Welcome back, students. A very, very important topic we are discussing. We are discussing what are the roles, responsibilities, duties of government. Is the government able to fulfill those responsibilities? To what extent? In this, they have taken health. You have to apply this to all other things, maybe women empowerment. Then it comes like gender, anything, transportation, water for all these things. So like just something which I want to tell with respect to, not with respect to this concept, in general in your preparation. Dear students, as I have told you, in my life, I never almost dreamt or aimed or I thought of getting something because somehow I was good in many things. All these things incidentally used to happen. But I thought of achieving only one thing, that is getting first rank in UPSC. So for many reasons that did not happen, somehow materialize. Here, I would like to give you one important suggestion, just one line for that. Please don't concentrate or don't think about the result. If you concentrate or think about the result, whatever may be your preparation, the result will be anxiety, panic. Don't think about the result. Think about a plan which you have to follow and just follow that. Do your duty without expecting the reward. Reward will definitely come. See, when you think of result, you'll be thinking like, Lord, too many people will be writing, will I get or not? Like I have put a lot of time, I have resigned from the job. Many things like that. Uncertainty. Don't think about that. If you want to decrease your productivity, if you want to like make your preparation bad, think about the result. You have to think about studying. Enjoy studying. Don't think about the result. If you think about result, my dear students, I guarantee you, you can't read properly. Say, for example, I'll give you a simple word for this. You are aware of natural numbers. I think everyone knows natural numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, all these things. If I ask each individual in the class to just like, please tell the natural numbers, I'm sure that all can tell 1 to 1,000 without any mistake. But when I say that, you have to tell all the numbers from 1 to 1,000. But if you make one mistake in the middle, like you will be punished. That punishment may be like, so maybe like something like I will take the serious case itself. Like you will die. If you make one mistake while telling this natural number, if I say that you will die, the chances of you telling wrong are very high. Because here you are concentrating on result. So don't concentrate on result, whether it get service or all these things. Definitely, if you have read properly, definitely you will get the results. Okay. coming back to our discussion, in healthcare system, we have got two categories. One is public health and another is private health. Public health, what is public health? What is the infrastructure what we have in India with respect to public health? So we'll just have a glance over these things. Public health service is a chain of health centers and hospitals run by government. Very important. In fact, many don't know this. What is public health service? Public health service, here two important things what you have to concentrate is, one, it is run by the government. Public health service is run by the government, and also it is a chain of healthcare centers and hospitals. So like it's connected. All the healthcare centers and hospitals are connected in public health service. One is it is run by the government. Second is there is a chain, there's a link. So it is a chain of health centers and hospitals. They are linked together so that they cover both rural, urban areas and also provide treatment for all kinds of problems from common illness to special services. So, mean to say that, say for example, here is a village. There is one public health service, some aspect. This will be village level. This will be linked to something like block level, taluk level. This will be linked to your district level. Like that, all these are linked. Means why they are linked? They are linked so that they can provide health to all the people or maximum number of people, maybe in rural and urban areas, and also all aspects of illness, all aspects of health, from common things like common cold to specialized services. I repeat, public health services, number one, they are run by government. Number two, it is a chain of health centers where they are linked together so that they cover both rural and urban areas. They are also linked because they want to provide all the kinds of treatment to treat all kinds of problems. So for that, they are linked. So why they are linked? Number two, to cover all the people. Number two, to provide treatment to all the problems. Very important. The chain thing, most of you may not be aware. So this is a chain health centers, public health services. Moving forward, at the village level, there are health centers. Just note those important things. At the village level, you have got health centers where there is usually nurse and a village health worker. Means only like to treat like common illnesses like cough, cold, all these things. At village level, you'll be having least form of the organization, a nurse and a village health worker. They are trained in dealing with common illnesses and work under supervision of doctors at primary healthcare centers. So these healthcare centers are linked with and are supervised by the doctors who are at primary healthcare centers. These healthcare centers at village level, you will be having only one nurse, and another village health worker. They are trained in dealing with common illnesses like your cold, cough, all these things, and they work under the supervision of doctors at the primary healthcare centers. At health centers, there are no doctors, only nurse and health worker. Such a center covers many villages in a rural area. This primary healthcare center covers many villages in a rural area. At the district level, you have got district hospital that also supervises all the health centers. So my dear students, if you take a district as a thing, at the top you will be having district hospital. They will be supervising your primary healthcare system. they will be supervising your health centers. Also, this district health can also directly supervise your health centers also. Large cities have many governmental hospitals, such as one where Aman was taken, and also specialized government hospitals, such as one in Hakim's Story. So here you have got the lower level healthcare centers and also specialized hospitals also in large cities. Health service is called public health service. Here there is a word public for many reasons. Health service is called public for many reasons. In order to fulfill its commitment of providing health care to all citizens, the government has established these hospitals and health centers. Also, resources needed to run these services are obtained from money that we public pay to the government as taxes. Hence, such facilities are meant for everyone. One of the most important aspects of public health system is that it is meant to provide quality healthcare service either free or at low cost, so that even the poor can seek treatment. Here, some of the important things which you have to concentrate here is public healthcare systems. These are run by the money which you give in the form of taxes. So, who is the owner of this? You, the people are the owner, because you are paying tax. Through this is being run. Since people are paying taxes, all have access to this government hospital. Anyone can go to government hospital, not private hospital. In fact, if you don't have appointment, you can't enter inside some of the hospitals. Here, public health hospitals, they're accessible to all. They're run by your money. They are run by the government. Main motto here is to see that cheap and best treatment is, they often say there cannot be cheap and best together, but there are, you can. Here, it is called public. Why it is called public? Number one, it is accessible to all. You can ask, the people who are working there are accountable to you. The hospital is run by the money you give. It is run by the government. Government has established these hospitals and healthcare systems, and also the resources needed. That may be in respect to anything, equipments, building, everything is provided by the money which you are paying, the public are paying. And the most important aspect of public health system is that it is meant to provide quality health care service either free of cost, very important, either free of cost or at a low cost. Very important for all the government things, we have to mention this one. So they want to provide free of cost or at a low cost. So that why they want to make it free? Because they want to see that every poor can seek the treatment. My dear students, point which you have to internalize here is, in your suggestions or in your answers, you have to mention that to a greater extent, wherever possible, government has to make the things free, or it has to provide at low cost. Why? Because there are many poor people who cannot give money, who cannot afford if you are increasing the price. So to make it accessible to all, government services should be given at low cost or for free. Moving forward, here, very important aspect, they have explained the concept of public. You can take this to public service also. What do you understand by public service? This is a very, very important concept in your polity. in your governance and also ethics. And also very important because you are going to be a civil servant or a public servant, right? Let me just give you one important information. Public service and civil service. Number one, you can use them interchangeably. You can use them interchangeably, but they are different. They are different. There's some distinctions are made. But when you say public service, public servant, civil servant, they mean the same. That is point number one. How they are different? Say for your nurse, your teacher, your collector, all these people are your public servants. On the other hand, your collector is a civil servant. I repeat, nurse, teacher, collector, all are public servants. But your collector is a civil servant. Number one point. Meaning to say that public service includes all the people who work in providing public services. They work in providing public services. It may be like run by government or substantially financed by government. That we'll discuss. But when it comes to civil service or civil servant, he is into the decision making, he is into the implementation of the policies. So all civil servants are public servants, but all public servants are not civil servants. Number one. Other thing is, public service includes all the services, but civil services does not include your army, your judiciary, and some even in some books, they even mention police service. So like in many books, they have mentioned, in other books, they have not mentioned. So to be safe, don't use police. Civil service does not include army or judiciary. It is concerned with civil posts. On the other hand, your public service includes army, everything. So this is with respect to public servant, civil service, all these things in brief. Here, let us concentrate. Public. What is this? An activity or service that is meant for all. A very, very important thing. What is public service? What is public? It is meant for all people in the country. Number one, the most important thing. What is a public service? What is public? That which is meant for all people. See, it may appear very simple, very powerful. So any service which is meant for all is public service. And it is mainly organized by government. Mainly organized by government. See, very carefully they are using the word. Previously, it used to be mainly provided by the previously, now not government. Government is not providing. It is organized. Because many things like privatization, all this have happened. So you have to use organized by the government. Then provided by the government. Provided by the government is not like wrong. But because of our LPG era, many things are like we are contracting out. Some things like public players, private players are playing more important role. Now, it is said that government is not the provider of the services. It is the facilitator. So now in LPG era, government's role is facilitator, not provider. So we have to use the most appropriate one, organized by. So what is public? Public is something. It may be an activity, service, or any entity which is meant for all, which is accessible to all in the country. And it is mainly organized by the government. Two important things. What is public? Or so if someone asks like, what is public service? Public service is a one which is organized by the government, which is meant for all people. It includes your schools, hospitals, telephone services, etc. People can demand these services and also raise questions about their non-functioning. Very important thing here, people can demand and also they can raise questions about their non-functioning. What is the implication of they can raise questions? Means these providers of these services, who are the providers of public services? Your government. Government is answerable to the people. Government is accountable to the people. So they can ask, they can demand why the things are not working properly. On the other hand, you can do that for private organizations. Very important. 4 important things you take from this one. Public. When can you call something as public? When it is organized by the government, mainly, that also you make it. When it is mainly organized by the government, when it is meant for all the people, when it is accessible to all the people, where people have a right, people can demand the services, people can hold the person who is giving those services accountable, then we can solve the private public. On the other hand, any activity or service that is organized by an individual or company for their own gain, very important. See here, it is own gain. Here, meant for all people, all public, own gain. Private organization, they work on the principle of profit. If it is not providing profit, they won't. Why do they? Because private, when it is not a non-governmental organization. See, there's a difference. Public, private, non-governmental, or not-for-profit organizations. So it is not that. In case of private, say for example, you are running a business. Why do you run a business? Because you want to make a living. In no way you can say that private organizations are unethical, things like that, because that is their livelihood. That is what they are doing. But there have to be some other criteria also. As of now, private is concerned with gains, own gains, individual gains. It will be motivated by profit. Private works with market, demand and supply. On the other hand, when it comes to public, it may not be. There is a lot of difference between public and private. So these are some of the important things which you have to internalize, especially with respect to the concept of public. This clarity you won't get anywhere. My dear students, please internalize the concept with respect to public here. Moving forward, medical tourists. Here in India, we often see this refers to foreigners who come to this country specifically for medical treatment at hospitals that offer world-class facilities at low cost. See, they are providing world-class facility at low cost than that they could have to pay in their own country. Here, two things. One, they are here foreigners. If you go to abroad, they will be charging very high amount. So they come here to the developing countries and get the treatment. That is one point. And there are other countries. Say, for example, most of the, here in medical tourism, there are two things. One is with respect to low cost. Here, both from the Western developed countries, in developed countries also, there may be some poor, they will come, and also some underdeveloped country people also come. And second, with respect to some countries like your Africa, where the facilities are not that developed. In both the cases, it amounts to the same, that is low cost. Though if there is no facility in Africa, why do they come to India? Because it is low cost. Some of the things, like some of the hospitals, like Columbia, Asia, many, they concentrate morely on foreigners. And one of my friend, in fact, his name is Manoj. Me and Manoj came for civil service preparation, like on the same day, same train. We came from Bangalore. Somehow, due to some reason, he left the preparation, but he became IPS. I was shocked how this person became IPS. What he is doing is international patient service. International patient service in Colombia, Asia. So that he is also IPS officer now, because he has to handle international patients. Okay, that's the part. Communicable diseases. These are the diseases that are spread from one person to another in many ways, such as through water, food, air, etc. Now our corona pandemic is also communicable disease. Say for example, you have got sugar or diabetics. So this is not communicable. It won't spread from one person to another. On the other, your cold spreads from one person to another. So the diseases that are spread from one person to another, in many ways, they are considered as communicable. Communication. You are communicating your thoughts, ideas from one person to another. That is communication. Here, you are communicating diseases. You are communicating viruses from one person to another. Maybe bacteria, anything. You are communicating diseases here. So these are because they spread from one person to another person. Next important terminology will be with respect to ethics. Moral principles that influence person's behavior. It's a very simple definition, but you have to take some of the definitions given only by second ARC. So in that, a very deeper concept we'll be discussing ethics. Ethics. At the core of ethics, you have two things. One is anything, please internalize what is ethics. Anything that leads to the survival of humanity, survival of the society, then that is your ethics. Anything leading to survival of the society is ethics. In this aspect, we can consider two things. Ethics is based on humanity, and ethics should be based on reason. So very important. What is ethics? Ethics is that which leads to the survival, the progress of humanity, society. In this direction, two important components will be basing the things on humanity, giving due importance to humanity. And also the things should be based on reason, based on knowledge, based on thought, not illogically. You say like, okay, say I was just reading with respect to corona pandemic. That was like a viral video which was being circulated. Some gentleman, he told that corona is spreading very fast. So I want to spread a message on a war footing. What is that? Please like put some drops of lime into your nose. So by that oxygen, like what is present in your body, everything will increase, like cough will come out, all these things he read. After one day, so okay, I felt that is good. Next day I received one message. One teacher, he tried this medicine and he has died. See here, why I said is, see, it has to be based on reason. It like how it works. We have been, the world has been fighting for this vaccine, this medicine, all these things. But there is one person saying that, okay, lemon is good. If you put lemon, okay, no corona. So it is not based on reason. Like I'm not disputing, there's maybe some advantages of that. Anything based on reason, anything for humanity, if we take this as ethical, this leads to survival of the society. That is one thing. Often you hear the term generic medicines. What are these generic names? These are the chemical names of the drugs. They help in identifying the ingredients. They are globally recognized. For example, acetyl salicylic acid is the generic name for aspirin. So most of the medical board, they say that prescription should be in generic terms. So it means to say that they have to prescribe the generic names, not the brand name. Say for example, if you are suffering from fever, the doctor should prescribe acetyl salicylic acid, not something prepared by some medical company or anything like that. So, like to some of the things, generic names refers to the chemical name of the drug. On the other hand, these chemicals are put and they are branded and sold by many companies. So doctor should always prescribe to a greater extent the generic names of the medicine. Next, role of government in health. This somehow we have discussed. We'll still elaborate the things. In India, it is often said that we are unable to provide health services for all because government does not have enough money and facility. I repeat, this is not only with respect to health. You take for education, you take for employment or anything like that. They say that government is not having enough money or resources. Do you think this is true? Discuss. So in this direction, I'll be giving some of the points, and also here you also should make the things very concrete and you have to finalize this concept. Whenever you finalize the concept, it will be concretely present in your mind. So it can be used in your answers. So what is this? Let us look into this one. Provide a suitable title for these columns. That is the thing which you have to do. Let's see. India has the largest number of medical colleges. Very important. See, these are the things which you have to keep and you have to connect the things. Largest number of medical colleges in the world and is among the largest producers of the doctors. So at the world level, we have got largest number of medical colleges and also largest producer of doctors. Approximately 15,000 new doctors qualify every year. But most of the doctors settle in urban areas. People in rural areas have to travel long distances to reach a doctor. The number of doctors with respect to the population is much less in rural areas. See the irony, the paradox here. We have got doctors. But they're present in urban areas. Healthcare facilities have grown substantially over the years. In 1950, there were only 2,700 hospitals in India. But in 1991, there were 11,000 hospitals. In 2000, the number has grown to 18,000. See, there is an increase of around like 10 times increase, you can say. Over the years, healthcare facility has grown substantially. See the points here with respect to here. Only one thing, what you have to concentrate here is doctors. Second is with respect to healthcare facilities. Healthcare facility has grown, means we have got like by this time near like more than 25,000 hospitals. About 5 lakh people die from tuberculosis every year. 5 lakh people die out of tuberculosis every year. This number is almost unchanged since independence. Very, very important point. Here, doctors are increasing, medical healthcare facilities are increasing. But see, the tuberculosis, it has unchanged since independence. Almost 2 million cases of malaria are reported every year, and this number isn't decreasing. So very important, tuberculosis and malaria, though the facilities have increased, everything, money is spent more, everything has been done, but Why we are not able to decrease tuberculosis? It has been unchanged since independence, 70 years. India gets a large number of medical tourists from many countries. They come for treatment in some of the hospitals in India that compare with the best of the world. So we have got best of the world hospitals. Best of the world hospitals. India is the third largest producer of the medicine and is also large exporter of the medicine. On the other hand, irony is that we are not able to provide clean drinking water to all. 21% of all communicable diseases are waterborne. For example, diarrhea, worms, hepatitis, etc. Half of all children in India do not get adequate food to eat and are undernourished. So, very, very pathetical situation. These are the things. See, you can give some title for this and this one. If any of you have got the titles, please let me know. Think it over. Let me just once again explain this to you in a brief way. Dear students, doctors, we have got abundant, almost number one in the world. Our healthcare facilities in the form of hospitals, say healthcare facilities, it will be a very good term, narrowly like hospitals. They are increasing, but we are not able to control some of the most commonly appearing health problems like tuberculosis, very important example. Since independence, its number has not decreased. Malaria also, number of cases have remained the same. We have got best hospitals in the world. Because of that, people are coming for medical tourism. At the same time, we have got doctors, we have got the infrastructure, we have got the best technology, best production line, the things. We are the largest producer, third largest producers of medicine. Not only that, we are exporting. We are the largest producer, third, and also we are the exporter. But we are not providing water, clean water. 22% of all communicable diseases are waterborne. See, very important. Means if you provide clean water, 21% of the communicable diseases can be decreased. Half of all children, very important data, do not get adequate food to eat. Here, these are the things which are directly related to health. If you are not eating properly, chances of you getting illness are very high. And point in context, my dear students, you all will be like almost having sedentary life. Since you are having sedentary life, you are not doing exercise. Since you are not doing exercise, your muscles won't be growing, won't be strong. So any stress and strain or any jerk, if you face in your movements, it will be directly put to your bones. So this is the bone. Around the bone are like there will be some muscles. When your muscles are very, very weak, directly the injury or something like friction directly goes to your bone. So there are more chances of you getting fracture. So my dear students, like you have to strengthen your muscles. For that, just do 10 to 15 minutes, some stretching exercise or anything like that. Because it is in context with health, so I said. So this is a very, very important piece of information. Please do use this information in all your things. For this, what I say is, please write all these things in a very short way in in any one of the page. If this is the page, if this is the A4 size, you have to make short notes of this in only this space. Then just write minute, like point wise. So it will be very easy for you to revise and internalize the things. According to Constitution, We have got the right to health, and it is our fundamental right. But its provision is unequal. It is not provided, it is not available to all. Yet there are some ways in which this situation can be changed. What are these? How we can make the things? One thing is, Constitution provides for right to health. It is a duty of the government to provide health, but it is not provided for all. It is not provided equally. What should we do to improve that? There is little doubt that health situation of most people in the country is not good. Very, very like authentic information. Like no, there is no second thought. Health situation in most of the people of the country is not good. It is a responsibility of government to provide quality healthcare service to all the citizens, especially the poor and the disadvantaged. Why poor and disadvantaged? Because they cannot afford. However, health is as much dependent on basic amenities and social conditions of the people as it is on the health services. Very important. So first is providing health services. Along with that, you have to provide basic amenities and also the social conditions, because they are directly related to health. So government has to provide healthcare services, very important. One, healthcare services, and also basic amenities and social conditions like potable water, hygienic environment, things like that. Hence, it is important to work on both in order to improve the health situation of our people. Very important. With respect to health, you have to take into consideration the healthcare services and also the things which are leading to healthy life and also the things which are leading to unhealthy life. Hence, it is important to work on both. So let us see, by taking some of the example, they have beautifully explained with respect to two important examples. My dear students, what I say is the examples given in the NCERT, you can use them as it is and also without much doubt. And also without like giving any background, all these things, because these are very famous, well-known examples which will be given. So what is that? Kerala experience. What is that in Kerala? To some of the things in one line, Kerala government provided large number of funds to Panchayat Raj institutions. They were allowed like to make their own plan. Since they were given funds and they were given the liberty, the freedom to solve their problems, they have solved to a greater extent. Number one, what is the take home? So you have to give money to the grassroots level and you have to give freedom to them, because your problem, the problem in Nellore is different from the problem in Hyderabad. Coastal area people have different problem. The people who are like in the center of some like dry areas, they will be having different problem. So you are providing, you are empowering the people, you are involving the people. People are saying what they want at the grassroots level. Here important things, 29 things which can be assigned to our village or Panchayat Raj and 18 items with respect to urban local bodies. This you should have a fair clarity with respect to these things which we have already discussed. In 1996, Kerala government made some major changes in the state. 40% of the entire state budget was given to Panchayat. It's a huge amount. 40%, my dear students. One of the reasons why Panchayat Raj is not working up to its potential is it is resource constrained. See, this is a remarkable thing. Why they are not giving funds to Panchayat Raj? If you give money to the Panchayat Raj, like your Gram Panchayat, Gram Sabha becomes the center of power. If Gram Panchayat and Gram Sabha becomes the center of power, they won't be listening to your political bosses at the state level. By this, They're not encouraging the local leaders. That is the reason why the state is not giving funds to the Panchayat Raj. But a major decision has been taken in Kerala where they provided 40% of the entire state budget to the panchayats, where these panchayats could plan, provide their requirements. This made it possible for a village to make sure that proper planning was done for water, food, women's development and education. See, think the situation you are living in a village or you are living in a say small one. You are living in a like layout. Money is provided to your layout to look into the basic amenities. So if that is the case, you can solve the problem very easily. You can use the local resources. This is the same case which has happened here. Because of that, they were able to solve their problems. They were able to make a better planning with respect to many aspects like food, development, education, all these things. This meant that water supply schemes were checked, working of schools, Anganwadis was ensured, and specific problems of the village were taken up. Health centers were also improved. All of this happened to improve the situation. So all these things led. So what is the take home? So what you have to write in your examination is has provided in Kerala. In Kerala, they are providing nearly 40% of the entire state budget to panchayats, which has successfully like made use of the things, and it is a like best practice. Other states also should provide more number of maximum percentage of funds to the panchayat raj or to the local self-government bodies, because by doing that they will be giving freedom. Here, when you are providing and when you are involving panchayat, one of the thing is people are participating. You are giving voice to their problem. You are not providing what you think they want. You are providing them the empowerment to decide what they want. So because of all these things, it is a very, very powerful and successful experiment. In the same direction, another very important thing they have mentioned with respect to international things also, that is like we'll discuss after this one. See, this is a very, very successful model. Despite this, there are some problems such as medicines, shortage of medicine, insufficient hospital bed, not enough doctor remain, and this needs to be addressed. It doesn't mean that when you give 40% of the budget to the panchayats, everything will be solved. There will be some problems, but this has proved to a great. This you can consider as best practice, right? Another example is Costa Rican approach. A very good example here. The gist is the Costa Rican government decided that we won't be spending money on army. We won't be spending on weapons. Let's spend the money on people. Let's spend the money on health. By doing that, Costa Rica is one of the healthiest countries in the Central America. Healthiest country. Why can't India do this? This is one of the important takeaway. Costa Rica is considered to be one of the healthiest countries in Central America. The main reason for this can be found in Costa Rica's constitution itself. Several years ago, Costa Rica took a very important decision and decided not to have any army. So they can ask in another way, name the country which is not having army. That is Costa Rica. This helped the Costa Rican government to spend the money that army would have used on health, education, and other basic needs of the people. Costa Rican government believes that a country has to be healthy for its development and place a lot of attention on the health of its citizens. So two very, very important approaches. One is involving the local self-government. The second is channelizing the funds for the basic necessities. instead of you spending on some other things like army. You channelize and give more funds to health, education, things like that. The Costa Rican government provides basic services and amenities to all citizens. So it is providing not to like a part of the population, it is providing to all. For example, it provides safe drinking water, sanitation, nutrition, and housing. Health education is also considered very important, and knowledge about health is an essential part of education at all levels. By this way, by channelizing and by spending the money what they are will be spending on army, on health, now Costa Rica is one of the healthiest country. India is not one of the healthiest country. It is one of the most unhealthiest country, in fact. So these are the take homes which you can put in your examinations. So these are some of the things very, very beautifully explained. Here, what I say is you have to apply the same approach to other problems. Right? Any doubt with respect to things which we have taught? If you have any doubt, please let me know.
Sir,
Please,
so I had a doubt regarding the answer, right?
please go ahead.
Is there any significance if we mention our dates, mention the dates in the answer? Answer right?
It's very good, but it is difficult to remember the things. So very, very important things, you make a short notes. You revise them often. Providing dates, not like dates, some facts definitely carries weightage, because by that you will be substantiating. Say, for example, in India, maternal mortality rate is this one. So mother conditions should be like this, infant mortality like this. Our like hungriness with respect to poverty, this is the index. So it is definitely very, very important, but very, very important key points you write in some place and repeat them often. Writing with respect to facts is very good, but it is difficult. So you reduce them, right? Anything? So my dear students, before I wind up the session, once again, I request you all to internalize, memorize the preamble of the Constitution. If you internalize that, the whole Constitution, the summary of the Constitution is there in the preamble, and it is very, very helpful. Say, for example, justice, equality, fraternity, liberty, for all these things, directly what is there in the preamble, just elaborate that. Right? Okay, students, if you don't have any doubt, let me wind up the session. Stay safe, enjoy your preparation.